Hi, I want to do a quick live um, walkthrough of the planner here on YouTube. The purpose of this walkthrough is to record a horizontal video because all the ones on Instagram end up being vertical. And then just show you a little bit more about and talk a little bit more about what the 2020 planner contains. So I've got, first of all, let's talk about cover styles. There are 3 different cover styles available as an option. This is the 2020 planner, so the dates on it are January 2020 through December 31st, 2020. And these are special because they have a book style binding. They're designed to sit on your bookshelf, like so. Let me see if I can, like so. And they also come with a storage case that is also book inspired and book shaped so that you can keep them stored safely and dust free on your shelf for years to come. So as you can see, the planners fit right in there like so. So the exterior colors, there are 3. This one in the center, these 2 on this end, they look like they're very close in color, and it's cloudy outside today. So from that standpoint, they might as well be the same color without really good light. But this one is a little bit more gray. The little bit paler blue one goes with our block print paisley print, and then the grayer one goes with this more subtle, it's almost a periwinkle blue, but it's definitely a light blue. And so that one goes with that one. So you can kind of see how those work. So I will now show you the inside of each planner. The inside of the block print paisley is a solid light blue, the same color as its box, its storage container. The inside of the signature stripe, which I hand drew, is just a really pretty blue color. It's a little bit less bright than the storage box color in the case of this planner. So it's not exactly the same color. And then the inside of the solid blue one, the name of this cover style is English Chintz. And the reason we called it that is because we have this English chintz on the inside that is inspired by a document from my collection of historical textiles from the UK. So that's very, very, very fun, very exciting. Each of the covers has a story behind it. You can read more about the history and the story of each cover style on the website shop.whitneyenglish.com. Okay, next, let me tell you about the features, and I'm just going to hold the planner up while I talk through it. They do fold back on themselves, kind of like so. You could, if you wanted to, bend this, it's initially when you get it, and if you try to fold it back on itself, it might be a little bit stiff, but you can, it just depending on what you want to do with your planner, you could bend it all the way back if you want to. So every single planner that I have pulled out of a test box to do has folded back on itself pretty easily, like so, pretty flat. Okay, so on the, there's also an accordion fold pocket in the front page. It's accordion fold because I wanted people to be able to fit our little pocket notebooks in the front. The pocket notebooks fit just exactly in there. These are A5 sized, in case you're curious about what specific size they are, but they fit inside the pocket, and the pocket is accordion fold. And there's a little bit of give in the planner so that if you put some papers in there, you've still got some wiggle room. It'll still fit in the storage box. So your planner can increase in size in case you want to store photos or memories. I have thought about getting the little chatbooks photos and just taping them in there. So that's an idea. So there's a title page. A lot of people have asked, what is the name of this planner? And there's not a specific name. I didn't want it to be called the something planner. It's just a Whitney English planner. And the reason for doing that is because I wanted us to focus on the format, which is week on one page. And I do have a few fun ideas for some additional formats. So this will not be the only planner format that you see from me in the next year. So it's a week on one page format, and our little mission is kind of summarized right here. And you can see that the papers do fold back on themselves. I would be careful about writing on this page just because you're going to get that seam with the pocket. And I don't know about you, but I don't like writing on bumps. Also, I need to do a pen test. I have a giant thing of pens right here. So after I do this video, I may turn my phone on and turn my camera around and do a pen test as well, so you guys can see the paper. So a little letter from me, and then an illustration of like all the features that the planner offers. And then this planner includes the Heart Goals goal setting framework. So if you've never heard about Heart Goals, I do have a playlist of videos related to that here on my YouTube channel. You can go check those out and watch them there. But really, Heart Goals is my heart behind getting this planner out there. Is I really want to teach people how to use the concept of heart goals, not SMART goals, to apply to their goal setting techniques and help them balance their life. So there's a little bit of education here about that. And then there is a Heart Goals 101 page right here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on this to show you guys some more. Can you guys see? Hopefully, I thought YouTube turned around. So anyway, this page is a Heart Goals checklist. Also, I'll point out that all the pages in this planner are numbered, and I just wanted it to be easy. There's an index section in the back in case you are familiar with bullet journaling. You may have heard of an index section in your planner, but it's a way for you to track the notes you make in your planner throughout keeping it. So I wanted any information that I personally, when I initially design any product, I'm designing it for me. And I wanted there to be an easy way for me to find and reference information I put in my planner on an ongoing basis. So there are page numbers. So this page is a checklist that you can just refer to anytime you are trying to use the Heart Goals framework to balance out your life. You can just turn to this page and use that then. Then there is a little education sheet here about the 5 lists. So really, there are only 5 types of lists that we need to make in our life. Any other type of list can actually fall into one of these 5 categories. And so since lists are so important for helping us organize information in our minds, I wanted to organize a list of lists, and that's what you got here. I love analyzing things. And then I just did a quick little education on how to plan your day in 8 steps right here on this page. There is a listing of holidays. These are traditional American, mostly Christian holidays. For anyone who specifically asks, I have definitely been asked questions about that in the past. We'll probably add additional holidays to this list throughout the growth of the planner, but right now, that's what we started with. And then you have a 2020 overview here. On this page, I want to point out that it is a Monday start. I know a lot of people go back and forth about whether they like a Sunday start or a Monday start. I am a Monday start girl all the way. And even my phone, the calendar on my phone is adjusted for a Monday start. It is a little bit of an adjustment at first, but then it's just a really nice way to organize your week. And, you know, depending on when you decide to take a Sabbath, like a day of rest, like right now, this is just a personal note, but the way I'm kind of looking at my week is sort of prep for a day of rest on Friday, rest on Saturday. Sunday ends up being like a prep day for the week. So there's not always a lot of rest actually happening on Sunday. Saturday is usually our day of rest. And then Sunday ends up being like a major prep day with a lot of laundry and a lot of tidying and meal planning and grocery shopping and things like that. So, but it's getting us ready for the Monday start day. So the start of the week on Monday. So that's how it's working for us right now. And once you get used to the Monday start format, you can't go back. It's a game changer. And actually, I've said this in a couple other videos, but I'll also mention it here. The reason this came about is because a long time ago, somebody messaged me and said, why do you make your start day on, like the weeks, like on our weekly formats are always Monday start. Why are your months, like, why is it a Sunday start? It doesn't make any sense to me. And so I was like, oh, good point. And so we changed it and didn't really know that was a big differentiating factor, but it is. And it's just really helped me with my life. So then we've got a dream list here. That's one of the lists I talk about in the 5 list, a master list, a spot to track master tasks. And this is 2 pages, master list front, master list back. And then we get to January. This is the January tab. And on the front of every month tab, there is a little monthly check-in, monthly heart goals check-in. So you can walk through the HEART acronym, HEART, and figure out what worked, what didn't, and what do you need to do this month to better prepare for the future. So there's just like a little check-in, and people have asked me if they have to use the HEART goals framework with this planner, and you don't. It's a regular planner. The HEART goals information is just in there as an opportunity to just give people information that they can apply to their lives that I hope will help them. And so then we've got monthly overview. There are cute little icons that I hand drew to signify the holidays throughout. And those holidays are listed, the little icons appear throughout the planner on the weekly layouts as well as the monthly layouts. This format is called the week on one page because we have the week literally on one page and then a list section divided into quadrants on this is the left hand and this is the right hand side. On the right hand side of the page, this is the list section. So this is where you would put your daily list, things like that. And then this is your weekly layout right here. Let me think, what else do I have to say about that? I guess that's it. Like, so this is, this is the first time I've actually used the actual printed bound version of this planner for myself. Will be 2020. So up until this point, I have just used different test pages for this format. But you can do appointments on here wherever you want to. Nobody's asked this yet, but I kind of figured somebody will ask, like, where do you put the times? And I just kind of scribble wherever it works. There's no perfect way to do it. And the whole point of putting all the dated part of this all on one page is I just was finding that in my daily planner, I was wasting a lot of space on the scheduling side of my page. I don't always have a lot of appointments, but I do have a lot of tasks. And so this planner is definitely for the person who loves a list and wants to organize their life according to different lists. So the list page is divided into 4 quadrants so that you can divide stuff up. I actually found the test planner that I was using this morning, which was bound. It was just plain white paper. Where is that? I thought it was sitting on the floor. I can show that to you in another video. And I mean, I just made all different kinds of lists, like bills and thoughts and product ideas. And I have pages and pages in that little sample planner. So I'll show that to you sometime. And so that's the weekly layout is the dated on one side and then the quadrant on the other. And then there are colored tabs, which are super fun. This is the color scheme that I came up with for the new brand. I wanted it to be colorful, but also subtle and muted. So agonized over that one, you all. And then in the back of the planner, there are 3 extra tabs. As you can see here, notes, reference, and index. On the front of the notes tab right here, there's just a little fun informational sheet that's called 93 list ideas, because the notes section is also divided into quadrant list sections. And I just wanted you guys to have some fun ideas of different types of information that you could start organizing in your mind. Also, in the reference section on the front of that tab, there is a little instruction page about how I use the reference section and why I created that. The reference section basically came about because I always in my planner, sometimes in a coded fashion, list information that I frequently refer to. So this could be like conference call numbers that I have to call into, or account numbers, last 4 digits, or passwords. Sometimes I encrypt it in a certain way, but I find myself frequently needing to refer back to that type of information, and having that in my planner is sometimes the easiest way to find that. So I wanted this reference section to be a spot where you could document all of that stuff. This is laid out in a 3-column format, but the columns are just separated. They're not actually columns. It's just a line separated by a little jump in space. My manicure started chipping yesterday, you guys, and it looks terrible. So no judging, please. But so you could use this page almost as an Excel spreadsheet if you wanted to. You could put something in this column and then use this side of the column to like document the information or whatever. And then there's this space here at the top where you can put a heading or anything like that you like. And then the last section is an index section, which I mentioned earlier. And if you're familiar with bullet journaling, you probably are familiar with the idea of an index section. And this layout is also 3-column with a space for a heading at the top. So let's say that you wanted to create a page in your index where you've kept all your home notes, and a page where you've kept all of your work notes, and then maybe a page where you've kept project notes or something like that. So you might say, this is going to be my home. So anytime I am making a note in my planner about a paint color or a fabric I like, or, the price of the fabric per yard or things like that, or anything work related about new ideas. Anytime I document that information over here on one of my weekly spreads or even a monthly spread, I can turn back to my index and put the page number of that page. That's why we put page numbers throughout the whole planner, but that page number right here, so that can help me keep track. So let's say I've got a website project going. I might, this might be, the main heading might be work, and then the subheading might be website project. And then underneath that, I could keep a list of different notes that I've made or ideas that I've made about the website throughout the planner and reference what page it is. Or you don't even have to index your stuff. This is a you do you type situation. It doesn't have to be any certain way. So that is the index section. And then at the very end, there is this little blip about this icon that we came up with when we were doing the rebrand for Whitney English this summer. And we came up with a bee. And it took a long time to come up with that. And I wanted it to mean something to me. And so I wrote this little blip. I'll read it. But from childhood, bees have been a part of Whitney's life. As a nickname for her sister, bees held the role of decorative elements, inside jokes, an inspiration to not just be busy, but to love big, just like her sister Bee. According to legend, Napoleon used the bee as a personal symbol because it represented hard work, diligence, industriousness, and orderliness. As producers of honey, bees also represent sweetness and generosity. As a company that believes firmly in giving back, we couldn't find a more suitable mascot, and we decided to name her Busy as a nod to our love of learning and teaching businesswomen and a reminder to use our efforts to speak kindly, love big, and pay it forward. And so what we're doing with this initial batch of planners that went on sale this morning, today is November 6th, 2020. I feel like it's important to mention the dates on YouTube videos because you never know when people are going to be watching these. But this round of planners for 2020 went on sale this morning at shop.whitneyenglish.com. And a portion of the proceeds from all these sales will be going to the Sherbandi family, Dugan and Lindsay Sherbandi, and their little girl, Ava, who is in recovery now from a traumatic brain injury. Lindsay is a big part of the whole ideation behind this format, the week on one page format. This was really her idea. And it was something I was encouraging her to do. And she was like, I'm not going to do it. You do it. And so I just wanted a way to honor her, especially because her family's going through such a hard time this year. And it feels like something so small to give a percentage of sales, but it does feel like something that we can do to help. So we wanted to do that. So that's it, guys. That's the walkthrough, the exterior box. You guys saw those. The only thing I guess I haven't talked about is the paper. The paper is a vellum finish, and I have yet to find a pen that bleeds through, you guys. It's a crazy, amazing paper. So there is some shadowing. I'll do a pen test video here in a little bit, probably, also to share with you guys. But there is no bleeding at all yet. I have yet to find anything like that in my bucket of pens. Okay, thanks for watching.